Hello everyone! In today's video we are talking about the inevitable end of ReZero. There is one question every fan is asking. How will Subaru finally break the loop? Today we're looking at everything from the wildest fan theories to hidden clues buried deep in the story. Before we jump in, do you think Subaru will ever make it back to his own world? Let me know in the comments. First of all, to truly understand how ReZero will end, we have to look closely at the official Q&As and interviews where Tappei Nagatsuki dropped massive clues. Instead of just guessing, let's look at the actual facts directly from the author. First question, will the story have a happy ending? Tappei's answer, yes. Define a happy ending however you like, but it will be a happy ending. Second question, will Subaru and Emilia end up together at the very end? Tappei's answer, look forward to the ending of Arc11. Third question, does return by death have a limit, and can Subaru permanently die? Tappei's answer, as long as the witch's love continues, return by death will not disappear. However, if Subaru's mind completely breaks, or if he faces a situation where winning is mathematically impossible, that is where the true danger lies. Fourth question, will anyone remember the loops or Subaru's suffering at the end? Tappei's answer, Subaru carries the burden alone. Even at the end, nobody will truly understand the exact amount of pain and the number of times he died to save them. Fifth and last question, will the ending feel rushed or sudden? Tappei's answer, no. I have had the final scene of ReZero completely decided in my head since the very beginning of writing the web novel. Every single plot point is moving toward that specific final moment. And those were the 5 most important questions officially answered. But now, let's move away from the basic questions and dive into the massive secrets that Tappei Nagatsuki is saving for the ultimate finale. There is no need to guess blindly, because Tappei himself confirmed that every single core mystery of this world will finally be exposed toward the end of the story. We are talking about the forbidden history of what actually happened 400 years ago. Why was Satella truly forced to be sealed? Was she really an evil monster, or was she a victim of a much darker plot? And then there is the ultimate puzzle. Who is the legendary sage Flugel, and why does everything point to him being Subaru? More importantly, why was Subaru specifically summoned to this world out of everyone else? Based on Tappei's writing style, major theories suggest that Subaru's summoning wasn't an accident. It was a pre-planned event set in motion 400 years ago. Whether Subaru is a reincarnation of Flugel or a tool meant to finally kill the Witch of Envy, Tappei has guaranteed that the endgame will connect all these dots. The truth behind Satella's twisted love and the creation of the world will completely blow our minds. Those are the mysteries that will officially be explained, but now let's get to the real climax. How will ReZero actually end? Before I give you my own personal take, we need to look at the community's theories. And today, we are covering the most famous fan theories that everyone talks about, and some lesser known hidden theories that actually make perfect sense. First, the most famous one, the infinite time loop theory. Many fans believe that the entire story of ReZero is a massive, recurring loop. The theory suggests that Subaru was actually the sage Flugel 400 years ago, and after failing to save Satella back then, he set up a system to summon his future self to try again. In Arc11, Subaru will finally have to break this 400-year-old cycle or be doomed to repeat it forever. Second, a lesser-known mid-tier theory, the witch factor vessel theory. This theory focuses on why Subaru can hold multiple witch factors without turning into a monster like the Sin Archbishops. It suggests that Subaru's ultimate destiny is to become the perfect, empty vessel capable of absorbing every single witch factor in existence. Once he collects them all, he will use his body as a prison to permanently seal the authorities away from the world, sacrificing his own humanity to ensure everyone else's safety. Third, a hidden and deep theory, the Satella separation contract. Instead of fighting the Witch of Envy, this theory suggests that Subaru will fulfill his promise from the Castle of Dreams. Fans believe that the final battle won't be about destroying Satella, but using Subaru's return by death and a specialized spell to completely separate the human soul of Satella from the evil Witch of Envy persona. This allows Subaru to save the girl who loved him, but it might require him to stay in the Shadow Realm with her forever. Now that we've looked at the community's thoughts, let's get into my own personal theory. Based on everything Tappei Nagatsuki has officially clearly stated. He promised a happy ending, but he also warned us that it would be deeply bittersweet. When you analyze his brutal writing style, this realistically leads to only two possible outcomes for the endgame. The first possibility is that Subaru actually survives and gets to live a happy life with Emilia and his friends. But the price for this happy ending will be astronomical. To reach this goal, Subaru will be forced to make ultimate sacrifices. He might achieve peace, but he will have to live with the heavy trauma, the permanent mental scars, and the ghosts of the friends he couldn't save along the way. It's a happy ending, but a broken one. The second possibility is the ultimate sacrifice. Subaru will successfully save the entire world and make Emilia the ruler of Lugnica. But the cost of this perfect future will be his own permanent death. He will willingly give up his existence so that the people he loves can finally live without fear. Both of these endings perfectly match Tappei's psychological style. But if I have to make a final choice, I believe Tappei will let Subaru live. Now, you might ask, if Subaru faces permanent death in the end, why wouldn't Return by Death just bring him back like always? Here is the catch. The finale will completely depend on what happens to Satella. If Satella is permanently killed or finally saved, the source of Return by Death will be gone. This leaves Subaru in a terrifying position. Either he dies with her or he loses his looping powers forever. But nothing is completely certain yet. But as I've already mentioned, I believe Subaru won't die permanently. In the worst case scenario, he'll lose his powers forever and spend his last life as a normal human. But even if he survives and finds his happy ending with Emilia, the price will be high. He will suffer severe psychological trauma and lasting emotional scars from everything he's endured. As I said, it will be a happy ending, but a deeply broken one. Also, we know that the story is planned to have around 11 or 12 arcs in total, meaning we are rapidly approaching the endgame. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel for more ReZero theories and content. So, what are your wildest theories? Is there another mystery you're burning to know the answer to? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.